Përshëndetje zonja dhe zotëri, po ju flas nga studio e Politikos, këtu në televizion dhe gazetarëve në kanalin 10. Unë jam Kushtrim Sadiko, do të jem bashkë me ju gjatë minutave në vazhdim. Gjatë minutave në vazhdim do të kemi mundësi të realizojmë një intervistë ekskluzive dhe shumë të veçantë me Ambasadorin e Republikës Federale të Gjermanisë në Kosovo, zotin Rudolph. Një intervistë që do të fokusohet jo vetëm përsa i takon marrëdhënieve Kosovë-Gjermani, por edhe për shumë sfida të cilat është duke kaluar Kosova, si në rrafshin politik, ashtu edhe në atë ekonomik, si në rrafshin dhe brendshëm, ashtu edhe në atë të jashtëm. Dhe natyrisht që perspektiva gjermane ka një rëndësi shumë të madhe, dhe ka një rëndësi shumë të madhe dhe duke ditur që është paraqitja e parë e ambasadorit Rudolph në një. Mr. Ambassador Rudolph, welcome to Channel 10 and welcome to Politiko in this first and, as I called it, exclusive interview. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're here for 3 or 4 months. Mm-hmm. How was Kosovo in that regard, in the first contact? What are your expectations and your feelings with this period regarding?
Well, it's been a great experience in the first few weeks and months here. I arrived in October, if you like, just in time for yesterday's celebration of Kosovo's 18th birthday. And of course, it was a great experience to witness that yesterday. And if I can say so on a more personal level, you know, this must be the nicest place in the world for a German diplomat to work, because I literally sense every day the deep connection between our two countries, which I have in my daily meetings here in Pristina, but really across the country, and it goes beyond the political scene. It is really deep connections between our peoples that go back for a long time, which I experience every day, and that's a fantastic thing to see and hear every day.
And maybe you have seen that every second one knows German. There are a lot of people living in Germany for like 40 years. Kosovars living there. There is a special connection between Kosovo and Germany.
Absolutely, and this is why I would not only speak of, you know, official relations between Kosovo and Germany, and we can talk about those in a minute, but it is really a deep connection on a personal level. We count hundreds of thousands of Kosovars or Germans with Kosovar roots who live in Germany. Some of them then come back in the summer for their summer vacation, but who are really the foundation of this deep relationship. And again, I run into so many of them every day, starting with the staff in our own embassy, all of whom speak German. And I have these meetings almost every day here in Pristina and across the country. So that's a wonderful experience. Yeah.
You came in October. You came during the I don't want to say troubled times, but dynamic times regarding politics. And now is the Independence Day, and there are a lot of things politically going on. How was this period regarding the connection and the communication with the local institutions and the local politicians here in Kosovo?
Well, when I arrived, as you know, we only had an acting government here in Pristina, an acting prime minister. And this has been said very often the last year. You know, frankly, I think time was lost here in Kosovo, also in terms of the international relations that are built. So I'm really happy that you now have a fully confirmed government with a broad mandate with whom we can work, because we have this really broad agenda we're working on our political relationship, on the international integration, on the deepening of our economic and business ties. So in that sense, frankly, I'm happy that this period is over now, and you have a fully mandated government here again.
But there are open questions again regarding the election of the new president, and the time is running out. So if there is not a president elected in the Kosovo Assembly, Kosovo will go to another early elections. What are your messages towards the political spectrum regarding the functioning of the institutions and also the institution of the president, Mr. Rudolph?
Well, look, Kushim, I have no advice to give, obviously, to the political leadership of this country, but let me just say I would just hope that the country can avoid another early election, that the solution to this question will be found in the next few, I think it's more days than weeks, really, and that the country can continue to work with a stable government and not run into another, what would invariably another period of uncertainty. I think that would be a pity.
That's important thing for Kosovo, for inside politically and abroad, of course. But have you met with Prime Minister Kurti and President Osmani? What were your perspectives regarding those meetings, and how did you see the cooperation with you and them as Prime Minister and President?
Yes, of course. I speak with both of them, and we have an excellent working relationship with both of them. Obviously, my sense is that everyone here in the country understands the importance of stability of institutions, and I think also everyone here recognizes that the last year simply gave an unfortunate impression towards the outside of a country that didn't have a government for 1 year. So this is why I simply hope, whatever the outcome of any election here, that Kosovo will have stable institutions going forward.
What are your concrete expectations from the new government, which was formed last week? Ambassador Rudolph, I'm speaking politically and economically. I'm speaking within, inside, and also outside, abroad, the country, in the foreign policy.
So maybe let's start with the economy. I mean, the Prime Minister has laid out his economic agenda for his next term now, and we'll be happy to work with the government on any step that supports the economic development here in the country, and also that deepens the economic ties between our two countries. On the one hand, they are close in the sense that we have investment here and we have important trade going here. But for example, our trade relationship is totally unbalanced. We have much more imports from Germany into Kosovo than the other way around. And I would like, to help support that in the sense that we have more exports going from Kosovo
towards Germany. But why is happening that? Is the problem of the communication between the two parties, or is it a problem within Kosovo that Kosovo is not, as I can say, is not knowing, or has not that expertise, to be more present in the German market?
Behind that is always, it's a sum of individual business decisions, of course. It is not neither your country nor mine directs the businesses where to invest and where to trade. All we can do as governments is encourage trade and investment where we see further potential. And if I look at some of the super modern businesses here in Kosovo, I think there could be many more of them who export to Germany, be it goods or be it services, to balance that relationship. But if I may, to get back to your question about our agenda with the new government. So. Trade and investment, the economic relationship is one thing. But then, of course, one of the big issues we're working on all the time is the goal of international and in particular European integration of Kosovo. That is the one important, if you like, foreign policy item we're working on with Kosovo. Kosovo is part of Europe. Kosovo should be part of the European Union. The path towards that goal will, of course, be long, but I really hope that we can make some steps to move that process along, and for that I look forward to working with this government.
Well, Kosovo has the path towards the European Union, but in most cases that path is conditioned with dialogue between Kosovo and Serbia, which is happening for now 13 years. Mr. Ambassador Rudolph, what are your expectations, and do you think that the path of Kosovo should be conditioned with that process?
It is not a question of what I think. It is simply the case, as you say it. The path towards European integration is linked to what we call the normalization process with Serbia. Mm-hmm. And I know this is difficult. I know it has been going on for long, and certainly for too long. But there will be no shortcut there. I want to be quite clear on that, because behind the normalization process is, of course, the question, will all EU member states recognize Kosovo? As you know, 5 member states of the European Union have not yet recognized Kosovo. There will not be, obviously, a path for Kosovo into the European Union without being recognized by all member states. It could not work. So this is why this is beyond the reconciliation question that is underlying the dialogue. This is why this dialogue process is so important for the international European path of Kosovo. And this is why we try to support it where we can.
How do you think, Ambassador, that process of normalization or the process of the dialogue should end as an epilogue? Recognizing each other, Kosovo and Serbia? What is your position on that regard?
Well, I think the official term that is in the documents is full normalization, which, of course, to me personally would mean both countries have to recognize. But the important issue here is that the requirements are met for both countries to be able to join the European Union.
Do you see a political will on that perspective from Mr. Kurti as Prime Minister and Mr. Vučić as President of Serbia for this process to have a clear epilogue, Mr. Ambassador, since as I said again, that's a process going on for 13 years, and there are a lot of times that agreements were reached in Brussels, and the problems were again and again going on here in Pristina and also in Belgrade. Do you see a political will from the both leaders in that perspective?
So I don't know about Serbia. I'm ambassador here in Kosovo. What I see here is frankly beyond this government. I see an extremely broad consensus across the entire political spectrum on this goal of European integration, which again we fully support, and where we try to work with the government and any government before that is simply on the path to get there. And this path to get there includes the normalization process with Belgrade.
Yeah, and speaking about the EU and of course the relationship within Kosovo and also outside with Serbia, EU was and EU established measures against Kosovo regarding the developments in the northern in the northern part. And there was a news last month that the measures are going to be lifted, but still the measures are on. And what is your position on that regard, Mr. Ambassador?
So the president of the Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, she announced, I believe it was in December, if I remember correctly, that the measures would now be lifted in 2 steps. As I understand it, with that, the political decision has been taken what is happening now, that this translates into all these individual projects that were blocked, that now need to be deblocked. I'm confident that this is going to happen soon.
Speaking about the situation in the northern part, do you see security threats in the northern part of Kosovo? I'm speaking about different developments which happened last year and 2 years ago. I'm speaking about Banjska. I'm speaking about the other incident that happened in the Iberlepens also. What is your opinion, and of course, what is your position regarding the security question in the northern part of Kosovo?
No, look, I think it's good news that those events you referred to are a thing of a past. When I came here in October, literally the day after the first round of the local elections, and I witnessed the second round of the local elections. To me, it was good news that these local elections took place in a calm way, that afterwards the transition of power in the 4 municipalities in the north took place in a calm and orderly way. I went to the north 2 or 3 weeks ago. I visited all 4 mayors in all 4 municipalities, congratulated them on exactly that. They described how, from their point of view, they are still dealing with difficulties in their municipalities. But my impression right now is that this transfer of power back has worked and is working, and I would really hope that it continues to work in that way.
And not speaking only for the north, but speaking about the position of the Serb community here in Kosovo. One of the products of the dialogue, Mr. Ambassador, was the association of Serb majority municipalities, which is a big problem, as I can say, in the regard of the dialogue, and is not created and is not formed, and there are a lot of people here in politics in Kosovo that are afraid to create such an institution. That institution, referring to not only the position but also in the opposition here in Kosovo, is creating an association would be maybe creating a special entity which will destabilize Kosovo as a state, or maybe create a second Bosnia. Do you think that those opinions in the politics have something concrete, and there are many people that think so?
So first, I wouldn't draw that comparison, because I think sort of the facts on the ground are very different. But what is behind this really is that Kosovo successfully is a multi-ethnic state. And
is it?
It is. Yes, it is. It's look at the minority protections you have in your constitution. To give just one example.
Yeah, but Serbs say that is written, but that is not, in the real life.
Let me get back to the association for a second. I know it was in principle agreed on many years ago for reasons which we can discuss for a long time. It hasn't materialized yet. I think at this stage, any signal towards the creation would be welcome for 2 reasons. One is the domestic process here in Kosovo, but again, let me again refer also to the international process. It was, as you know, the association was the one stumbling block that held up Kosovo's membership of the Council of Europe when that was being prepared. For me, membership in Council of Europe is still on the agenda. I don't know, when concretely the next step can be taken, but would certainly be very welcome from our side if we see a step towards the creation of the association in order to then bring also forward the Council of Europe agenda, where again, I think it would be to the benefit of Kosovo and in particular its citizens if that could happen.
But not recognizing each other. I mean, because the position actually from Belgrade is never recognizing Kosovo. Without recognizing Serbia, Kosovo, and also Kosovo, Serbia, do you think the possibility of creation of a special entity would create a new chance for Serbia to destabilize Kosovo when they want to do that, Mr. Ambassador?
No, that obviously that cannot be the goal of the association. Obviously, the association was agreed in principle many years ago, and I think it would now be important as a signal from Kosovo also towards the non-recognizers in the EU again, that Kosovo is working on this agenda. That is sort of the context why I think it is would be important to show from the Kosovo side, yes, we're willing to work on this.
Speaking about security and also within stability, how does Germany see Kosovo's future within Euro-Atlantic structures and, of course, maybe someday Kosovo being part of NATO, Mr. Ambassador?
Clearly, we are in favor of European integration, full EU membership. I already said I would like to see the next steps towards that goal being taken soon. And NATO membership would then be another step. It's not on the agenda right now, as we all know, but I would certainly like to see any steps towards for now, closer cooperation with NATO, such as in Partnership for Peace, to move closer as well. Absolutely.
That is a very important thing, especially regarding the German army, which is part of KFOR here, and was part from the day one, from 1991. What are the expectations and what are the plans of Germany, speaking about the contribution in KFOR, Mr. Ambassador?
Well, KFOR is our contribution to KFOR is now both the longest running and also right now our largest military mission abroad. As you probably know, we doubled the limit of our German contingent just a couple of years ago again, so it is now higher than it was three years ago. We're fully committed to that, and we're committed to Kosovo security also through our contribution to KFOR.
Speaking about security, I must go into the Munich conference, which you were part for a very long time, Mr. Ambassador, and you were there. I heard the speeches of Secretary Rubio and also the Chancellor Merz, and I saw a big, as I can say, big challenge regarding Europe and United States, and I saw big challenges regarding the policy and regarding the security questions within the communication. What were the messages, or what were your, as I can say, what were the positions and also the main messages of that conference, Mr. Ambassador?
Well, to me, the main takeaway was that the biggest, most important security challenge to Europe right now is Russia's attack on Ukraine. We're going into the 5th year of the war this year, and what I took away from the Munich Security Conference, from the European speakers, you mentioned our Chancellor, but also the French President and the British Prime Minister, who were also there, was that Europe is absolutely determined to create conditions for its security in the face of this aggression. And this is going to take up a lot of capacities in the next few years. It has already started. We are increasing our defense expenditures to levels, that we had last in the years of the Cold War. But this European resolve to respond to this aggression was, to me, maybe the most important takeaway of the Munich Security Conference this year.
I want to discuss a little bit regarding the specialist chambers and to take your position, Mr. Ambassador. What are Germany's expectations regarding the work of the Kosovo specialist chambers as we are going in the final process with ex-KLA commanders which are indicted there?
Well, I would just hope and expect that there are going to be fair rulings, and I would also hope that these rulings can then be accepted as decisions by an independent court by everyone.
Clearly, and speaking about the rule of law, how important is the rule of law and the battle against corruption and organized crime here within Kosovo, Mr. Ambassador?
I think it's hugely important. It's the foundation for economic development, but also for trust and confidence in the political system. And I think progress there over recent years has been huge. Things are still need to be done, as the European Commission outlined in its country report last year. It's a key issue, I think, for all the topics we discussed in our conversation today. And
there is very big importance the media functioning here in Kosovo. You're for the first time here in an interview. You have met with journalists here in Kosovo. What is your opinion about the media spectrum and, of course, the TV of journalists, the Channel 10, Mr. Ambassador?
Well, first, congratulations on the station and the program you set up. My impression more broadly is it's a very lively media scene you have here. I know, and we can have other conversations on that. I know that some of the media outlets here are, face their issues. But look, it's also, for me, coming from Germany, in a way, it's an extremely modern media scene. When I came here and I learned you don't have any actually printed newspapers anymore, because everything is taking place, on the internet portals or in TV programs like yours. So my impression is it's very lively, and it's good to have the debate, and I'm always happy to engage in that discussion.
Yeah, and you're for the second time here visiting our facilities. Yes. For the first time with the interview. What is your impression on Channel 10? On the TV station?
No, I think it's a great station you set up. When we first met you told me how you started it, and I think it's important that you have this balanced representation of views and a fair representation of all views. This is, to me, sort of the information task you have as media. This is the most important thing you can provide, in my view. So congratulations.
Are we ready to challenge and to make a comparison to German media also, as you can see? Mr. Ambassador?
I think our media scene in Germany it's much more focused on a few big players. I don't think we I'd have to check, if we have as many TV channels as you have here in Kosovo.
Yeah? Do we have more?
Yeah, you have so many. I don't know. Huh?
Yeah, we have 12 televisions and a lot of portals and a lot of local media. Last but not from the importance, Mr. Ambassador, what will be your main mission here in the regard of your mandate as an ambassador of Germany here in Kosovo? What is your clear and the most important point of your mission?
My main mission here is to build on what we already have in terms of this close and really deep connection between our countries, but also make it more productive in terms of our economic relationship and the European integration. And if that is something I can contribute to, I'll be happy.
This is a special mission, Ambassador, and of course, this was a special moment for us, and it's a great honor for having you here in your first interview, and I can say it clearly that the television will be open for you, and expecting from you soon to be here also. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you for having me. Great to be here.
Thank you.